Hey guys, how's it going? DUJ2 here, and welcome back to Fortnite Save the World, and welcome to a very special video. This is a analysis, a showcase, a must-have about this beautiful lady right here, Archaeolo-Jess. Archaeolo-Jess is amazing. She is incredible. We're gonna go over all of that today. In this video, we're going to talk about what makes her so amazing, how I am using her in my current hero loadout, why I'm using it that way, and how I plan to use it in the near future, because she's amazing. She's amazing. And for me, in my particular game style, she is absolutely perfect. And that is where I want to start this video, because I feel that's very important. Something that I constantly I forget to say. I constantly forget to mention this and talk about this in my videos and my streams, but the way that I do my videos and show you guys the guides that I make and the analysis and the showcases and all that is very much with my particular gameplay style. And for those of you who watch me for a while, or you watch me on streams, you know that I play this game and a lot of other games in a very particular way. I don't really focus on damage. I don't, I prefer weapons that are going to be more AoE or that have a wide spread, because I have really bad aim. I don't really use heroes the way most people do, or weapons. I tend to have fun with it. That's a big part of me with this game and other games. I look to have fun. So when I explain to you guys how I use an item, a hero, how I employ it, how I put it in my loadout for a hero, or how I make a setup, it's very much what I enjoy doing. And for me personally, what I'm going to show you here is incredibly fun, and very important to also say this, even though I just noticed she's got some writing under her in her backpack. Look at that. Is that writing? What is that down here? Huh, maybe it's not. Maybe it's a treasure map. Something very important that I also want to say is, even though right now, and we're gonna, you know what, we'll talk about that in a second. I actually show you the hero loadout. Let's talk about her right now and why it's so important, why I'm making this video right now, because currently she is back in the shop. If you'd like to purchase her, you can, for the low price of, I think it's 2,800 or 1,680. How much is 2,800? So for 2,800, you can go ahead and get her. At the moment of me making this video, there's still 25 hours left before the shop resets. I'm gonna go ahead and purchase her because, well, I gotta purchase another one of her because I want one for my setups, and I would like to put one in my collection book. That's very important for me, and I also want to work on my collection book very soon. I gotta do that. So let's talk about Archaeolo-Jess. Let's talk about why she is so amazing, why I am so in love with her. She is incredible. And when we go to the hero loadout, I'll show you guys how I'm currently using her and how I plan to use her in the near future if things change. That's very important. So what is Archaeolo-Jess? Archaeolo-Jess is an Outlander. She has Teddy, Seismic Smash, and Phase Shift. Again, if you want to make an Outlander, any Outlander, focused on a particular thing, for example, Teddy, you can focus an Outlander fully on Teddy. There are several Teddy setups that you can do, and even with this setup, if you want to focus on Archaeolo-Jess, you can put Archaeolo-Jess and then work on putting the other heroes in your setup or in your loadout. The support ones, you can make them focus on Teddy, you can make them focus on Seismic Smash or Phase Shift. You can do any of those. If you guys want to go see, previously my old setup was basically focused on Phase Shift, because I would use the 1-2 punch perk, team perk, and in that one, after you use an ability, your next heavy attack would be free. So that's why I focused on that one, and that was my old farming setup, which was great. It was wonderful. I really enjoyed it. It's not as absolutely overpowered as this one currently is, or potentially will be in the near future, and we'll talk about that in a second. So what is her perk? Her perk is strike cost increases anti-material charge, heavy attack efficiency by 28% if you have her in your loadout as a support perk or as a support hero. And her commander perk is strike cost plus increases anti-material charge heavy attack efficiency by 128%. 128%, guys. Okay, 128% is huge. It's gigantic. Now you'd think, well, wait. If it's 100%, it should cost 0, right? No, that's something that I thought for a while too. I was like, oh, that's kind of weird. All it is the efficiency of it. So basically, it's going to 100% would reduce it by that much. It doesn't mean that's going to be completely free every single time. But it does change it. It does change it considerably. It's wonderful, just wonderful. So let's jump into this and see my hero loadout. My hero loadout currently is this. I am considering changing these last two, and I'll talk about that in a second. But first, I've got Strike Cost Plus with Archaeolo-Jess as my main. We've got Blast from the Past. For those of you who don't know what Blast from the Past is, it is the perk that is available once you get the dinos in the current setup. Now, right now, for all of Season 9, if you're watching this video in Season 9, you can still get Blast from the Past. All you gotta do is you gotta go over into your quest and do the Tales of Beyond quest. Actually, you don't have to do it this way because you can just shop them, but there's a free dino there, and she is awesome too. Luna is absolutely crazy. Paleo Luna is amazing. She's incredible. Or over in the event items, you can scroll all, well, if you haven't bought them yet, they're going to be up here. And we have currently 3 dinos. Now, if you want this setup to work, you're going to need 2 of them. I recommend Fossil Southie and Prehistoric Isa because, well, they're going to give you the perfect perks for this setup, as we'll see in a second. You could also go with Rex Jonesy if you want to do a little bit of damage, but this setup that I'm currently looking at and I'm going to show you guys is not about damage. And that's something which I can still do plenty of damage. I am currently level, well, let's see. Let's see what my level is. Let me change this because we're going to go into a private match after anyway. My current level is 123. My current level is 123. It would be much higher if I had myself some raindrops. I spent them all. Oops. I need to grind some more. So my current level is 123. And at 123, I can easily solo up to level 116 missions or defeat enemies that are 116. Anything above from that, I'm starting to have a little bit of problems, and I would need a better setup for, let's say, if I want to do some more damage. If I carried a sword, I can put Luna in here and, you know, focus a little bit on swords here, because you can make Outlanders that do some okay damage with swords. It's amazing. Or if I wanted to focus on, let's say, a weapon, I could put in Jonesy in here and put some other perks like that. For me personally, you guys know I really love my Zap Zap. I think the Zap Zap's the greatest thing ever. So I might change these 2 out. But currently this setup is purely for farming. Purely for farming. And it focuses on speed. And I'm going to show you guys that in a second. So, what do I have? Blast from the Past, and I've got Saurian Hide, which gives me the ability to increase my armor by 33, and Saurian Focus, which, and this is the important one, while shields depleted, regenerates 4 energy per second. Now, we all know right now this is not working the way it's supposed to, or the way that it's written, I should say. In the near future, it may be that they change it. Currently, Saurian Focus gives you back a lot more energy, 3 times that energy per second, so you pretty much never run out of energy. Add that or couple that with strike cost, and you've got yourself an amazing punching machine. So in the future, they may change this. If they do change this, I gotta tell you guys right now, and that's the important part here, even if they change this in the future, it's gonna be okay. This setup is not going to suffer that much. 4 energy per second is still massive, and unless you are destroying a city, and even then, you can't really ever just punch nonstop. You can't just punch nonstop forever. You eventually have to run a little bit or fight a little bit, a couple of enemies, a couple of husks, or open a chest or do something. And in that time, 4 energy per second is huge. It's just gigantic. I very much believe that you're going to be able to easily do 5 punches in a row. And even if you wait 2 or 3 seconds, do a phase, run away, fight an enemy, that energy will come back to you. So I do believe that this setup right here is going to be, well, this setup from here up is still going to be incredibly effective with the punch. The strike anti-material charge is still going to be great, and I still think that this right here is going to be the best farming setup. for my style. That's important to say, for my style. So again, Archaeolo-Jess, Blast from the Past, and Saurian Focus with Fossil Southie are the most important things in the setup. After that, I would say you can do whatever you want. You can change this up. If you don't want Isa for the armor, you can put in Luna. If you want to use a sword, and the next 3 heroes down here, put ninjas that are going to give you sword abilities or sword increases. Master Ninja, Assassin Ken, all those. Or you can put in Jonesy. If you put in Jonesy here, you can put in some ranged weapons and you can get yourself some ranged damage. You can put in you could kind of make it look like this, like this is kind of like my regular soldier. I could definitely put in assault critical damage there, assault damage, and survivalist if I wanted to heal myself up. So there's several things. There's several different ways that you can run this. The most important key parts that I would say is going to be definitely you have to Archaeolo-Jess if you want to recreate the setup. You've got to have Blast from the Past, and you have to have Fossil Southie as one of your heroes. After that, you can change that all up. The reason why I have this is because I run. So all I do is run. All I do is run. Let's go ahead and we're going to start jumping into a mission, and I'm going to show you guys why I just run. And yes, I just noticed that too. We have a scheduled downtime. Scheduled downtime for tomorrow morning. Wow. All right. So there we go. The downtime will happen tomorrow morning, and when it happens, we're gonna have to see what craziness comes our way. All right. So we're gonna start jumping in here into this mission, and while we do, let's finish talking about this. So the most important things, like I said, Archaeolo-Jess, Blast from the Past, and Saurian Focus with Fossil Southie. You can exchange this one for any other dino you want. And down here, the reason why I have Phase Forward, Night Stalker, and Fleet is because I want to run. I'm going to show you guys in a second right now when we jump into this mission why this is important. This guy, what's his name again? Recon Scout. Recon Scout AC has Phase Forward. Phase Shift grants an additional 3% movement speed for 3 seconds. I want to run away. Dire, whenever it's nighttime, he's got that awesome Night Stalker perk that makes you run 25% faster, and Fleet has a 12.5. So at this point, we're going to be running at, oh my goodness, look at that. Right after a phase shift, we're going to be booking at it like 60% faster. Plus, if I want to really run a lot, I could just go ahead and put on my hammer. But that's the thing. That's the thing about the setup that I try not to do. I try not to have my hammer on because I'm constantly punching. And that's a very important thing that I want to differentiate, because I know a lot of people are going to say, well, why are you doing that? All you got to do is put your hammer on. Put your hammer on and run around, which I do sometimes, but this is like me being extremely lazy. This is my super extreme lazy setup. Me trying to be like, you know what? I'm just gonna run around. I'm not even gonna have to put on my hammer unless I have long distances to run. But I can just have my pickaxe out. I can just be punching things over and over and over again, destroying everything, collecting as much materials as possible. And I will say this right now. If anyone knows what things that you destroy can give you crystals, because I don't know. Anyway, here we go. So we're in here. Look at all these trees that are around here, and all you got to do with the setup is, yes, I can change into my hammer if I want to run faster, but as you guys can see, my speed is okay with this, and if I need to, I can phase shift, and I have myself a good amount of run, and then I can just start punching. Punchy, punchy, punch. Punch, 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 punch. And that's all I do. That's all I do. With this setup, I am not looking to fight. I am not looking to do anything. A lot of times I will go like this. This mission that I'm in right now is perfect for me. This is exactly a mission that I would love to do, because I can just do a couple of and I can solo it or do it with friends, do it on stream. We can do well, all you got to do is 3. All you really have to do is 3. I'm going to go ahead and do this and defend myself here while I go ahead and get this llama. All you really have to do is 3 of the, bye-bye, 3 of the radar towers, and if you want to, you can go a little try hard and you can do all 5 of them to complete it all. But as long as you do 3 of them, you can keep farming. So like, for example, with what I'm doing right now, if I wanted to, I could just, let me finish this guy here. What I could do is I could just check on my map, see where the radar towers is, because I've got 18, well, I still have 18 and a half minutes. You got 20 minutes to do this whole mission. Let me collect this and run away a little bit. So if I check my map, I could see where I could start running around and see where my radar towers are going to be. And depending where the radar towers are going to be, I could just go ahead and make my way towards them. As I find a radar tower, I can build it and I can keep farming on the way. So this for me is like the ideal setup. Yes, the other ideal setup is resupply missions, which thankfully will be coming back in 9.3, I believe. So in a little over a week, we're going to get that back. I love the resupply missions. The resupply missions are my favorite because you can easily get them done solo if you want to. And you can farm. A lot of you guys know I prefer to farm solo because I don't really want to be limited and I don't want to fight for resources with anyone. So if I am doing it, and see, like here, check this out. Let's do this. Let's get these guys' attention. See, so getting these guys' attention here. Uh-oh, I don't really want to do this. I don't really want to fight here. So you know what? I'm just running. That's what this setup is about. This setup is just about farming. I'm not interested in spending my time fighting. That's not what I want to do. All I want to do is just run around, gather resources, and continue. That's the point of this setup. And if I want to do a mission, like I said, oopsie daisy, look. Enemies are following me. Let's put on the hammer, and let's get out of here. Woo! Look at that. Long gone. And that's it. Then I can just keep farming again. So if you want this setup, that's how you can do it. And again, for me personally, the missions that I would take the setup into are going to be resupply when it comes back and the radar grid. The radar grid is amazing. You can definitely do it solo. You can do it with some lower level people if you want, because your level doesn't have to be super high here because you're not trying to fight. With this setup, what you're trying to do is just farm. So yes, it's wonderful if you want to do damage, but if let's say you have some friends and you want to go into a higher level Twine Peaks area or something, but your level is lower, if you have the setup, you can just farm. You can just farm, you can run away, you don't need to stay there to fight, and no one's going to get angry at you for not being able to do. Not able to fight against higher level enemies. Now be careful, the higher level you go, of course you're going to get one shot, but with this setup, my current favorite setup for farming, you just have to run around. Now what I'm going to do in the near future is probably once Saurian Focus, if Saurian Focus gets corrected and it gives the amount of energy that's written there, then probably what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this and I'm going to move these guys away, and I'm going to move these and I'm going to put you know what, I may even remove her actually and put in Jonesy and make this more of a combat setup. And of course I'm going to focus it on my Zap. So those Zap perks will go back here, and that's going to be my setup. I'm going to focus it more towards the damage, because then I will need to have that, you know, that interaction and fighting. And it also makes her not just an okay, she'll be an amazing farmer, but if you move this into the fighting setup, you can actually do some pretty good damage. She's not bad at all. And again, farming is key. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Don't forget, you still have, at the time of making this video, about 24 hours. A little over 24 hours. Yeah, you've got a little over 25 hours to get Archaeolo-Jess. Make sure to pick her up before she goes away. 2,800 gold. And honestly, even if you're watching this video in the future and you're like, wow, I really want her, and if you have any of the vouchers, the hero recruitment vouchers around, I recommend using one. Don't forget though, if you're watching this video anytime in season 9, you probably still have a chance to get her with the birthday llamas or some other event like that. So if you're watching this in the distant future and you want to recreate this and you have a voucher, totally worth it. She is amazing. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. As always, I am DUJ2, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.